shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
I like to be like a runaway slave.
Okay, no.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
I like to play like a runaway slave.
Okay.
I like to play like a
Kunta.
disobedient slave with a white woman.
Okay, let me explain the story though for the people who are listening. So we're talking about Maino now. Is it Maino? His name is Maino, right? So,
Yeah, I think so.
Maino is a rapper, and he was having a conversation with Angela Yee and a few other girls about like sexual fetishes. Now, I think they were kind of egging him on at first because it's like he said that he was pretty vanilla. Like they asked him, "Have you ever done anything freaky in the bed? Are you like a freaky kind of guy, or are you kind of like, normal, standard?" He was like, "I think I'm pretty standard, She's like, "Oh, okay, that's it? Okay." Like, it kind of felt like she was just kind of disappointed. So I don't know if he said it to kind of make himself look cool, because she seemed disappointed that he didn't have anything freaky to say at first. And then when she started sounding a little disappointed about it, then he started saying, "Well, wait. I do have this fantasy." He's like, "It's kind of effed up, but I have this fantasy of myself running away from, I'm a runaway slave, and I guess the wife of the slave owner finds me, and then we start, touching in each other, and she's like, 'No, I can't do it because he's gonna kill me,' but she can't resist the BDE, okay? And then they start having sex, and then he feels like, he won over, and he wants her to call him a dirty, like a slave, right? Like she wants her to call him, sorry, I can't say that. He wants him to call her the N-word. He wants her to call him the N-word, and he wants her to be like, 'You dirty slave,' and just be a little bit, I don't know. He doesn't think it's dehumanizing because he's sleeping with the slave owner's wife. So, they seem elated that he shared that story, but I think it was just a bait, because it was kind of like, what? You're having fantasies about being a slave, and I've heard that from another person. I think it was what's his name? He Danny Glover? It's not Danny Glover. Is what's his name?
Wait.
I Am America. I am something America.
Him too?
Yeah, he had that a couple years ago where he said that he has allowed his partner to call him the N-word in bed. He loves when white women call him the N-word in bed and slaps him and shit and something like that. Of something. I know he said he wants him to call him the N-word, and it's okay in bed. He thinks it's like, yeah, good role play and shit. So
Eric is rolling in her grave.
So I think, okay, so he shares this fantasy, and I kind of am wondering, does a lot of black men have that fantasy? And I do want to have like a little conversation at another time. Maybe we can get some men on the show and see if they can tell us if they like this stuff, like why you like it so much, or because it seems like a standard fantasy or like a regular fantasy for black men, perhaps. So what do you think when he says that?
He shouldn't have said it out loud.
Do you think it's wrong for him to have that fantasy, or wrong that he said it out loud?
Wrong that he said it out loud. Personally, I don't condone it, but I don't think I should be like, well, you shouldn't fantasize about that, because, you know what I'm saying? But as someone who's in the limelight, you saying that's not smart.
I feel like men in general, they're kind of do have a how some, like, how, I don't know, I feel like men, especially black men, I don't know if this is, but I feel like from my own experience with black men in the, bedroom, I feel like they do like,
Because they do like that role playing stuff.
They love it.
Because you know what I think it is though? I think it's one of those things where going back to the slavery where it's like, oh, it's for, because I mean, it went on a lot where, you know, there was interracial sex, you know?
Yeah.
And
it was hot, you know, you get to sneak around.
Like, I'm doing what I'm not supposed to do.
Yeah, the sneaky thing. Yeah. Why do you, like, yeah, the taboo things that you're not supposed to do, I think it's a lot, it's very, it's like very intriguing for Black men, I guess. I know that,
and it's kind of like a revenge thing, too.
It's a revenge thing, too.
In a sick way.
This fantasy of that. But then the weird thing about it is that when he was asked about whether the woman, if a Black woman had a fantasy of her having the slave owner sleep with her, would that be considered just as acceptable? He's like, no, that's dehumanizing. That's not the same thing.
I'm done.
So again, they go back to how people can see things in you, but they don't see it in themselves. For him, he feels like he's winning because he got his woman, and he can't see why a Black woman is winning for getting the slave owner, right? So it's something like it's dehumanizing for him to see the Black woman date the slave owner or be with the slave owner, but it's a revenge, and it's like conquering, and it shows that he's dominant if he got a chance to sleep with his wife.
Yeah, because like like she could easily be like, oh, I'm the house slave, and because like that's what happened.
It did happen a lot. I just find it weird that Maino thinks that him being in that position is considered fine, but him seeing a Black woman sleeping with the slave owner was considered dehumanizing. Like, what?
So not only did he say this foolishness out loud, but then he defended it.
He defended it. He thought it. He said he's probably gonna get a lot of flack. Now he's coming out saying it was a joke. But it does remind me of when Meghan Markle and Harry married, and how many Black men were like, oh, like they were so angry, and they were on the hate train of Meghan Markle and saying like, oh, Harry's gonna find out what kind of, like, it reminds me of like that when Maino said that, because that's exactly what they did to Meghan Markle when she dated. She's not even full Black.
Not, yeah.
And when she dated Harry, the Black men were in arms about it. And Maino saying that if he saw a Black woman sleep with a white man, it's considered dehumanizing to him.
People just be saying some whatever fart that comes to their mind that agrees, that makes them feel better at night.
Right.
They just say whatever, you know, and it's sad because, you know, we love free speech. I'm not saying don't, you know, to take away free speech, but people take free speech and you see the negative consequences of it too.